We're going to be starting off here on Blood Covenant, so no surprises there. It's time to jump into the match, though, and we'll take a look at the opening draft between these players and see what they're going to be going with for their champion selects here.
Just a hunch. I think we're going to see Anarchy and Sane's matchup lineup.
Draft.
Just a hunch.
Yeah, we actually, despite, always starting off on Blood Covenant, and, well, we actually see it on Jeffreh first, so maybe Sane will bring it in too, and there we go. Double Anarchy right at the bat. Also, the Nyx follow-up and the Ranger follow-up, so...
Oh, they know. Oh,
I mean,
thoughts.
There you go.
They know exactly what they want, don't they? I mean, they just had a plan, and it was just like click, click, click. Okay, let's go.
We didn't have time to analyze that. That went by so quickly.
The only thing we could analyze is that they clearly had their mind made up in the champions they're going to pick.
So similar is actually it is a mirror matchup essentially, depending on what they pick for their initial spawns. And I'm guessing since it's on this map, I was about to say that as well because it's on this map. It would probably be.
And they're both going. Okay.
So we'll see if that holds true when we actually start off with the match. So we should be
nice. Nice. Get him to the Greek reference, the Jeffreh. I like it.
Yeah. But as a reminder to those folks just tuning in, this is all these matches today are for qualification into the North American Quake World Championships regionals. They're going to be going on here for North America towards the beginning of next month. If you win this, as these guys already played out on last Friday, or this recent Friday, in an open bracket to make it up to the round of 16, and now they have to win one final match towards the round of 8, which earns them qualification into those regional championships. But anyway, it's time to get started here. Jeffreh's being extremely aggressive. Both players, the mirror matchup, it's going to be the Anarchy v the Anarchy, and Jeffreh forced to use his injection. I imagine Sane already used his too. I'm not entirely sure though, but Sane, he's gone missing all of a sudden. He's not as easy to track down. All of a sudden, he leaps back in, but it's ill-advised as Jeffreh is still going to win out the initial battle. Yeah,
Jeffreh just had a better weapon arsenal there. Was able to come in with the rocket launcher. He knew Sane's. He did use it earlier just so you know it was on cooldown, and he still had almost 30 seconds left, so it wasn't going to be up for a while. Just had good position, went in, took a nice calculated risk, and got the kill. So now Sane's on off his Anarchy, which is big.
Sane continuing to try and leap across the map here now. He's onto the Nyx, so he does have a little bit more maneuverability with the double jump there, and he's already tried to use it to get right up in the Jeffreh's face. Unfortunately, it backfires. Sane takes pretty much just as much damage from the encounter. Jeffreh's going to be a little bit careful, though, as Sane is waiting on the other side, and Rocket Spam continues to move in. Times his jump properly, though, avoids all of that damage, and still gets the Mega Health pickup, and now has plenty of time to race over here and challenge the Nyx on the other side. Tries to go for a quick switch over to the rails, does not work out, and now has to bail out of here as he's in a bad position to continue fighting, should Sane choose to re-engage as well.
I expect Sane going to challenge for this Mega Health. He probably feels he's in good position. They're pretty much equal, though.
Jeffreh, once again, taking the low ground on this fight. Doesn't immediately try to go up on top to take on Sane here, as the jump pad is going to be too big of a risk for him in its current form. Falls back. Sane knows exactly where he's going, though. That hoverboard's not going to be quiet by any means, but Sane actually messes up his initial, what could have been a relatively easy shot. He edged it out on the rail if you saw that green glow in the distance, so I missed that one. Jeffreh gets away scot-free. Still holds the advantage as we go past the 2-minute mark.
It's all right if you're saying you think hey, it was a good setup, it was a good shot. Even if you miss, it's all right. Just keep shooting, and keep setting them up.
And for Jeffreh, again swinging around all over the place here. He's going to try to continue these fights. Fortunately, he brought them as low as he is. He's got to be a little bit careful. Health once again proving to be his, but the Nyx should also get the armor, maybe? Maybe this time Jeffreh's going to look like he was maybe going to be able to push it off, but regardless, he's going to get the kill this time anyway, so now he can get it on the next spawn. Took so long to finally steal that.
Caught Sane, out in the open with the railgun, even though Sane landed one. Maybe could have weapon switched, I don't know. He went for the follow-up rail, which, if you hit it, you're probably going to get the kill, but if you miss, you're definitely dead. And you got to give it to Jeffreh for sticking it out with the lightning gun and just going for it. He recognized his opponent had the rail gun. If he hits you with those shots, great. You know what I mean? You take that. But, he knew he had the advantage, and he went with it.
So Jeffreh with a great 3v1 advantage. He could be going down to 2 in a second here. That was the Ranger. It's on an SMG is making him a huge menace here. He's going to quickly respawn back into it, however, as he wants to try and convert this kill as quickly as possible. He knows he did some decent damage over to the Ranger here, and he wants to finalize on that, even if it's with a less than superior arsenal here. But Sane's smart. He's running away. He knows that that's exactly what Jeffreh's going to try and do off of the respawn. So he's just going to try to see if he himself can capitalize on this at all. Get himself a
Jeffreh
second kill to tie it back up.
He's being a little cheeky in that last fight. He's standing in the blood trying to regenning while the fight was going on. Not bad at all.
Sane, though, nicely done, too. Very well-placed rockets. Get him the second kill, and all of a sudden, we're back to an even matchup now. Down to a 1v1. And this will decide who takes the first round.
Very back-and-forth flow right now in this first round. Great match so far. Sane's definitely in the power position, though. He's looking to run the map and get aggressive. Jeffreh, you know, this is when you know nerves can start to get to you, right? You start feeling like the other guy's in control. It's basically sudden death, right? Or it is sudden death. So yeah, it can get to you right now.
Sane's gonna get pushed back here now.
Nice
Tagged again, very low. 1 or 2 more shots, and he's dead on the ground here. So Sane needs to bail out of this fight. He's gonna try to do so. Jeffreh using the portal, and he is gonna try to stick into the fight, but Sane's smart. He knows that Nyx is gonna try and stay close, so he rocket jumps out from the engagement. As he also keeps track of the time and knows that mega health was coming up soon, so he's able to get back, recover his health and armor fully. As you'll note, he picked up the mega armor a few seconds before he got the mega health too, so he's got that going for him as well. And now has a very big advantage over Jeffreh here in this final 1v1, as it will come down potentially to overtime in a moment too, with the time going to be expiring in 20 seconds.
That really was a great sequence from Sane. Way to keep his head in the moment.
Great spin
you know,
from Sane.
You got railed twice at, you know, heavy armor, and you know, slip gate out of there. You know, the rocket jump after the Nyx ghost walk. He kept his position on mega health. But, I mean, so many decisions there that went right for him, and he did good. Oh, nice shooting though.
Not getting a whole lot of damage, unfortunately, on Sane, but it is enough to slowly whittle down Jeffreh's HP. So he's got basically no armor. He did recover some of it now, so he's back up to 25. For Sane, needs to be...
That was big rails from Jeffreh when he was down below at the pillar area. That the Sane had good position.
Great swaps there as well. Sane eats a rocket and then a rail right after that one. Sane trying to return the favor, but all of a sudden can't hit anything.
So, total reversal right now.
He's going to be in a bit of a dangerous spot here as he does fall back, trying to look for the armor pickup. That's still 6 seconds away, though. It's split up pretty well. Nice little peek in from Sane. Gets himself the tag. Unfortunately, he is going to miss the armor pickup. So the tag he just got against Jeffreh is not going to mean a whole lot, as he's already recovered most of that armor, and now the HP, too.
Yeah, he just wanted to keep him honest.
Sane now making a move. Nicely done, dodging both these rail shots. The jump pad's a little bit risky, though. Yeah, he ate a lot. Thankfully, he gets the mega health, so he can recover quite a bit of it, but he really does not have any armor to continue fighting here. He's going to back out. However, he can now use this mega health pickup and the fact that Jeffreh got distracted so much to run over here, get himself the mega armor, too. So now he's stacked up, and now he can definitely run back over here, try to engage on the Jeffreh, and complete this 3-to-1 reverse sweep in this round. You'll note he's had to get
Jeffrey's been landing some great rails, man, to really like even the score sometimes or get himself out of trouble.
Sane, on the other hand, is really struggling with his rails here. Just can't seem to hit them, and finally he moves in, completes the final kill. And would you look at that? Sane started off getting completely destroyed and completely flipped over the map, or the round, excuse me, and was able to take control of it. So he's now going to go up 1-0 on the start of this first map.
Hey, that's a great first round to start this match, I'll say that. A lot of back and forth, really in the balance, you know, and even at the end there in sudden death, you know, you can see the control swinging back and forth. Both guys hitting amazing shots at times, and it's a really close match right now. Good plays by Sane there to close it out. Way to keep his composure.
Sane leaving through, having a little bit of fun with the gauntlet out. As he continues his momentum across the map. A lot of speed for him. And it will be the same for the Jeffreh too, since both are on both are still sitting on their initial champions here as they both go for the Anarchy. So they've got a whole lot of movement speed to get around this map with. A lot of momentum as well. Sane, man, these rails. What's he out right now on rails? He's not looking so good with the rails.
He's lining up some good shots though. So you know that's what I said. Saying it'll start falling for you, and it's early. It's only round 2. Just keep setting up good shots. Set up good quality shots. Eventually they'll start hitting.
He's 3-21 on it right now compared to his opponent, who was 9-29. 31% accuracy for Jeffreh, while Sane is only at 14% in its current form. Sane gonna go out. Another miss again, and finally a connection there. Problem is it was It was actually, well, it works out okay because it was after the armor got picked up, so it does help to reduce some of it. And now this is a great engagement from Sane. Leaps up on top. Jeffreh's no clue where he is, so he is able to continue that forward and chain that into getting his first kill on the round.
Hey, you know, he may not be getting the better of the rail battles, but it seems like when they're getting down and dirty with the rocket, he seems to be getting the better of those exchanges, and he's using it to his advantage.
Wow, that was so fast from Sane. He just went from mega health to right outside of the armor room in a split like 2 seconds. So that's such fast movement from Sane. Really good stuff from him, especially using the rocket jump to propel him forward. So,
you know, one of the great things I love about Quake Duel is, you know, like with Sane,
look at this.
They're setting up good shots. This is good. Got him.
And Sane locks it down again. Great movement. Completely wraps around the Jeffreh, takes him down, and now is just gonna, you know, cycle through these respawns. Jeffreh, as far as I can tell, has completely lost track of a lot of these timers. So once again, Sane's gonna have no problem hopping right up on top of the armor, taking that. He's double stacked again, and now he's about to just go straight 3-0 after already completing a reverse sweep on the last round.
Sane looking strong. He's got time to get the mega health here and establish whatever position he wants. It's a little late. Looks like he just wants to snipe to change his mind. But one of the things I was mentioning about Quake Duel is, you know, you could be a little cold with the railgun, and you can change it. You know, you can force engagements that are more rocket orientated and stuff, and you know, you can make gameplay adjustments. That's what I love about it. And you can take somebody else out of a rail war, and if they maybe that's a dominant gun for them, take it away from them. This is just good engagements by Sane. I mean, that's another example down in the lightning gun room. You're not using a railgun down there. I mean, you're not. That's rocket launcher territory. So Sane's doing a good job of moving around the map. He's running the items, and he's forcing engagements that are beneficial to him. And, you know, even though those rails aren't landing for now, he's setting up good shots. And if they start landing, Jeffreh's going to be a little bit of trouble.
So excellently done by Sane there. Not only does he complete the reverse sweep, like I said, on round 1, but he also goes a clean sweep on round 2. So he's 6 kills up right now before his last death. So he's on quite the rampage. As for Jeffreh, well, he's got to put a stop to this because Sane's on a roll here. Not only this, but like I said, but his movement as well is something to be admired with the way he's able to dodge and make himself into a bullet that Jeffreh can't seem to stop for some reason. Look, he already, this early on, 40 seconds into the round, on the second spawns of some of these power-ups, he's already got himself the tank. So this is dangerous for Jeffreh. He's put himself into a corner. Nicely shot, moves in there. He does get tagged down a little bit, but he does return the favor with some rocket damage that holds off and prevents Jeffreh from following him into that room. It's not going to stop him from leaving into this room, but however, Sane gets the bounce, but he's forced back. Both players use their injections here, and Sane disengages, moves away from the fight, wants to reset it for another time.
It seems like Sane, if you compare the two also, the way they're moving around.
I'm going to move in. He's trying to hit the rocket. It took him a while, but he finally made the connection. Nice. What the really important part of that fight was the fact that he was able to successfully go in and steal away the full armor, as that took away most of Jeffreh's survivability there.
Yeah, and it's actually just what I was talking about was the way they were moving around. If you compared the two, they're both on Anarchy. Sane just seemed to be a lot more confident, free-flowing with the way he's flying around the map. And, you know, Jeffreh seemed a little unsure of himself there.
Sane is in a groove right now here. That LG play did mess him up a little bit, so it is going to force him away to re-engage in a second. And oh, so close to hitting that rail, but he did miss it, and the rocket directed almost head on to him. So it's going to force him to fall back. Reset his health pool a little bit here if he can. Oh, missed jump. Not too big of a deal, thankfully.
This is a good non-challenge by Sane. It was good just to get back his normal stack, and you forget about the mega health for now. He had no chance really. Yeah.
Armor is going to be his next big target here, and he may move into it to try and fight Jeffreh for it again. He has to be careful due to the health pools, but he's already got a big advantage just in this 1v1. No damage onto him. He's done 100 plus already in these last 2 rocket hits, and along with that rail hit that he just made too. But not enough for him to justify it since the armor pickup negates a lot of it. So he's over here looking for the mega health instead.
Yeah, smart play. He got his 2 rail hits in. He didn't take any damage. Unreturned damage, right? Back off. Good position for mega.
Now he's going to leap back in. A little bit scary jumping through the portal, but he did a lot of damage in the process. Went back into the portal, though, and he basically has him dead to rights now, but didn't want to commit again. Be able to go for that, either a misread onto his actual health pool or just wanted to be careful himself due to the positioning of having to jump through that portal. But regardless, he's pushed in, gotten the armor, and now he's got a huge advantage once more.
Yeah, he used his injection and got out of there. Grabbed the light armor down by lightning gun on his way to heavy armor. So it's just making sure he keeps his stack and, you know, and keep leaning on him, right? Just keep putting pressure on him. Jeffrey's under a lot of pressure right now. It's just struggling just to get his, you know, primary stack back. So Sane's in a good spot. One mistake by Jeffrey, he's going to get fragged right now.
And Sane can hear Jeffrey downstairs in the shotgun hallway. He knows he's around there somewhere. And nicely done. Another rocket hit for him. So that's 70 damage. Jeffrey has been getting frustrated with this too. Every single time he tries to take a peek or tries to make an aggressive move, he always ends up on the receiving end of the damage for the most part. Or at the very least, he gets hit on the opening shot. Now he's going to jump back up. Sane not going in for the mega health just yet. His opponent does go in to grab it, so he'll recover a little bit here. And Sane, using the ejection again, gets that speed boost and he'll bail out.
Probably a slight error there. I thought Sane could have just lit him up with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, but instead, removes himself from the equation there. And now he's potentially going to lose the armor, too, if he's not careful about this one. Trying to figure out exactly where Jeffreh is. That rail should have just made it clear. Rockets going in, but they're a little bit off the mark. So, again, it will allow Jeffreh to escape with that. Giving him the full armor, but now Sane takes back the mega health.
Only a minute left. Sane's got the lead. He doesn't have to do anything crazy. But he doesn't want to get too defensive either, you know, because he doesn't want to give up the stack and just have the guy be able to bum rush you. I mean, so you got to make sure you keep him honest.
Sane continuing to leap around here. It's close, but he does so much rocket damage to himself. Thankfully, at this point in time, Sane may start to switch his perspective over to just actually staying alive instead of continuing to fight this, since we've gone so far into the map without him being able to complete. He's gotten so close to killing Jeffrey too, but at this point, Jeffrey actually has a slight advantage in terms of the HP. Yeah, you can tell Sane even bypasses the mega health there. Just going back and forth to check for it. He's like, okay, now it's safe. I can go grab this.
And now getting to the 15 seconds part, now you're definitely looking to just run. But you got to just be careful around that minute area. It's easy to go into defensive mode too early, and I see a lot of players do it, and then they, you know, a little oops here, and it's like, oh, you know, it's tied, and there's still 30 seconds on the clock. You know what I mean? So it's not good. It's a good finish there by Sane.
And he is going to win it out there. 3-0 fashion here on map number 1. Takes controlling dominance, and will go up 1-0 in the series so far. So, of course, 1 or potentially 2 maps to go if Jeffrey is able to trade it out. But with the way Jeffrey started that, he's probably going to be a little bit disappointed in how things end. Had a great run. Went up straight from the start with 2 kills, but then I don't think he was actually able, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, I don't think he was really able to get that many kills for the rest of the entire map. It was all Sane from that point forward.
Yeah, Sane, you know, I mentioned early on how, you know, the rails weren't really falling for him, but I felt he was setting up good shots, right? Setting up good position. And even Jeffrey, I mentioned, kind of bailed himself out of some situations with great shooting. But unfortunately, you know, in Quake, great shooting will only carry you so far, and eventually, you know, those shots may not land in scenarios where you need them to. And you know, Sane started putting pressure on with the rocket launcher, you know, which isn't good for rail engagements, which was the weapon Jeffrey was bailing himself out with. And so you got to give credit to Sane for really speeding up their game. And like I mentioned with the anarchies, you could see Jeffrey really started to slow down, a little unsure. Meanwhile, Sane was flying around the map, really utilizing the champion. So good win by Sane.
Finally, a match on Ruins here. I think again, this is the first time we've seen this today. We've only been doing the blood maps, as I'm going to call them, for the most part. And I think we had a couple matches go over to Corrupted Keep as well. But this is the first time we're jumping on Ruins of Sarnath today here, so it should be fun to see a little bit of a different map as we shake things up a bit. Yeah,
it's interesting because it's a slightly larger map, but yet small at the same time, because a lot of the corridors you can get around to various parts of the map rather quickly, especially with characters like Anarchy. So I'm curious, and then of course the sound of being able to tell, you know, when people get the mega health and the heavy armor, you know, on different levels, and you know, how you separate the two, because it's a relatively short trip. I mean, you take a few strafe jumps from mega health, and you're dropping down to heavy armor. So getting control here can be devastating, but there's also a lot of side avenues to hide when you don't have control. Try to avoid that major area there by mega health.
And once again, folks, we should be starting in about 5 seconds here. So it's up to Sane if he wants to try and complete this run back here and try to take control of this map. Then he can make himself a quick path into the North American regionals and go up 2-0. As for the Jeffreh, well, he needs to strike back here relatively quickly, as he's going to have to face Reset. And he'll have to come back next week if he can't win out here. Let's get into it, though. First map today on Ruins. Let's jump into it, and let's take a look and see if the Jeffreh can strike back. Had a good start. Not a great start here, unfortunately. He's rocking himself right in the face.
Yeah, a little miscue. Just checking to see if that floor was okay. You know, it looked a little unstable.
Explosive test, always the best test. But anyway, Jeffrey, I'm going to try to start things off here with his engagement. Does end up hanging out in the Mega Health room. Looking for that now. And Sane wanted to tag in for some damage. Not really able to get that himself. As the Jeffrey once again looks for the pickup, but can't get it exactly. So he'll be forced back. And for Sane, well, he's going to just
nice.
swan dive right on top of the Jeffrey. It actually works out great.
Oh.
And then a beautiful jump in as he is able to complete the kill with a railgun frag right at the end.
Nice read, right? I mean, the way he dropped down 180 rocket. I mean, just dropped down, placed the rocket beautifully. He knew he hit him and hurt, and came in with a follow-up. I mean, this is great work. Tip of the cap to Sane for that one.
And now for Sane, he's going to dive right into the fight and try to go for a second kill here now. Moves in, massive damage being done. That follow-up rail would have finished off the job. So would that one. So would that one. Come on, man. You got to hit at least one here. You've got the kill. You just need to secure it. It was so close, but it looks like Jeffrey's going to get away for right now. He does move in, denies the armor pickup at the very least, so Sane still has that going for him. And moving away, he's kind of lost where Jeffrey's position is at. But Jeffrey still hasn't recovered any health. He's only just now picked up some armor.
Yeah, he's in dire straits right now, especially with an anarchy. Here he comes.
And there we go. Sane quickly closing out and even having a little bit of fun bragging with it there.
A little showmanship. I think he was gauntleting his body.
Stopwatch.
So one more kill to go. And then we do have Sane already taking control of round number 1 here on the Ruins. For Sane himself, continued to go, well, having fun with the gauntlet right now. He'll continue to go at blazing speed to try and take down the Jeffrey as he leaps down to try and take him on. He actually does end up on the losing side of that duel initially, so needs to bail out from it and use his injection. But with that injection, it's an easy little reset here. Now he can dive back downstairs, push his opponent off the armor. Actually, a little bit too quick, so he does give that one up. But he has the Mega Health spawn coming in about 5 seconds here, so we can still swing over and get that.
Yeah, you got to be careful playing around too much.
Now he moves in, nice little rail tag. He did let his opponent get the health, though, so now Sane all of a sudden is at a bit of a slight disadvantage. Still only halfway up to the next armor spawn here. But Sane in the air with the gauntlet out. Finally, Jeffrey's going to be able to reverse one of these kills. And that brings Sane off of his anarchy and down over onto his Nyx now.
Got heavy armor up. I don't think he's in a position to really challenge for this. So he needs to get an arsenal. Maybe challenge, poke at this Mega Health spawn, though. That was a good steal. I'm surprised Jeffrey didn't pick that. I mean, oh, he didn't have his ghost walk up.
This now, Sane trying to wait it out, but ends up just bailing out through the portal there as the Jeffrey.
He did have his ghost walk up, actually.
Yeah.
I was surprised Jeffrey didn't fight for that Mega Health a little more.
Stopwatch.
And the Jeffrey, again, now ready to dive back into combat here, but a great read from Sane, and the Jeffrey just eats a rocket right to the face. Already down at 35 HP after that one, only 21 armor, and now Sane wants to close this out. Man, Sane, when he's on this last one, he just can't hit rails for some reason, man. He's so close, just can't get it done. Jeffrey is hoping for bait, but no, Sane's not going to follow that through directly. He's going to be taking a different path. Over through middle now.
Let's just go with the rocket launcher, man. It was working. Rocket launcher LG. When the rails aren't falling, sometimes it's push with what's working.
Jeffrey continuing to try and just hunt down this last player. Or one of the last lives, I should say, for Sane here. He still has one more life to go. And Sane, again, the delay tactic is very much a thing here now, too, since there are only 30 seconds left in the round. And with Sane, even though he's not on the Anarchy anymore, the Nyx can still move quite quickly. So he may try to maintain that blazing speed to just delay this up to 5 minutes.
That heavy armor pickup's big. He's over his maximum health in both categories, so he's just gonna hide. There's no and the ghost walk is up. I mean, he's good.
Yep, there's the ghost walk. He's gonna get away. Jeffrey reading into this properly right now, though. Hold on, he's gonna be able to chase him through the portal. He's gonna have to fight for this indeed. Now Jeffrey trying to close it out, but he's gotta be a little bit careful himself. Down very low, Sane gets the final kill. So he is indeed gonna close out with just 2 seconds to spare. He'll take round number 1.
Prepare to fight.
Yeah, just a tough spot for Jeffrey there. He has to run in, forced to just push in regardless of where Sane's position is and what rockets he's throwing down. So just good placement by Sane, and he knew he had to run into that stuff.
Going to round 2 with Sane having the initial advantage here. Jeffreh again getting so close to the reversal, but I just didn't let it happen. It's going to be nice and quiet this time. Sane, oh, why did he jump off? It's such a nice lineup. Now he's going to try to do it with the rails here. Trying to hit that shot, but Sane's rails, man. One moment they're there, and the next moment they're gone.
And neither guy actually finding the target right now with the railgun.
Sane up close has to use his injection to stay alive here, since he does do a lot of self-damage. Now he's hit by a rail, and down he'll go. Thankfully, he had the high ground there. If he was the one down in the pit, he would have been a dead man. He still might be a dead man if he chooses the wrong path here.
I just want to get yourself above that rail risk. Oh, no.
Gonna leap in. Great movement, though, from Sane. Made it absolutely impossible for Jeffreh to track him down. And with that, I mean, with Jeffreh just basically standing completely still over in the other room there, he unfortunately set that up for himself to go down. Sane kept himself moving, kept himself a very hard target to hit. For the Jeffreh, he was unable to stop that. So he completed the first kill and once again gets an early advantage in the round.
Yeah, Sane was just flying in. Jeffreh had one shot at that with his railgun. He missed it, and Sane made him pay with those follow-up rockets, man. He really did. It's instant death.
Sane gets the bounce a little bit further than he'd like it. Now he's low, 40 HP, so he is spamming those rockets to try and keep his opponent back, but he's also got his opponent low. Nicely done from Sane. The flick shot on the railgun. He's completed the second kill already as well. He's just flirting with him now.
It's funny, we're looking at all these shots he'd lined up earlier, and then he lands that one, right?
Yeah, no. Like I said, 1 minute it's there, and the next minute it's gone. So Sane leaping in, and there we go. Quick closeout on the third one. Gets the mid-air as well after he bounces that last Nix right up into the pit. So nicely played from Sane. Gets the second round, this time with in a much easier fashion. This is going to give Jeffreh a chance to reverse that one. So this one goes over to Sane 2-0, and he's one round away from a quick push into his qualifying spot for the NA Regionals.
Yeah, really like the rocket launcher placement. Sane's making the Jeffreh pay.
So for Sane here now. Just needs to find that position that he can jump back in and engage the Jeffreh on again. Leap in. Oh, nice dive. Damn, his movement from Sane is just so good, man. Jeffrey's having such a hard time being able to resist this right now. Sane is trying to hold it off, but he just can't find a way around it. Even when it seemed like Jeffreh was going to be able to line up that initial rail shot that we saw before, Sane actually like adjusted his movement a little bit. He was going to go on the catwalks, but then dove down actually to avoid a rail shot. So nice done. And look at this again. Leaps into the fight. Massive damage with the rockets. Knows he has him low. So over to the SMG. Lost him for a minute there, but he can line up this rocket. And he even waited for it too. Now he's just having fun. Oh my goodness. Sane is just dominating the Jeffreh there.
Stopwatch.
With that aligned, now we can lock onto his spawn location and try to maximize on this by going for the early second kill too. Sane with another hit there. Not a whole lot of damage yet, but again, like I said with the movement. Oh, actually, no! Finally, Jeffreh locks it down. Sane makes a series of mistakes, gets hit by those rockets, and he'll lose the Anarchy. So he's over to the Nix now to try and win out this round, but the Jeffreh's continuing his own rampage. He's pushing forward here, and he's done massive damage to Sane early on, bringing him just over 50 and forcing him to retreat away for the Mega Armor.
He's got the heavy armor. He's gonna go. Looks like he's got to give up that. Sane's still got the mega health, and just look for a couple light armors. He should be okay. He needs to make sure he gets a better arsenal though. Just the rocket launcher for now, basically. Although that's pretty much all he's needed. A lot of these engagements, but it's always good to have a little variety.
And with Jeffreh continuing to try and look for an advantage that he can get against Sane here. But Sane is making it difficult. He's become much more elusive all of a sudden here. A lot quieter, not leaping around the map at light speed anymore. Ooh, little shot there. And like I said before, though, Sane is basically rolling the dice with his rails, so he leaps in. His rockets are much better, though, as we can see. Massive damage being done there, and the Jeffreh only able to return about 30 overall. Jeffreh needs to get the heck out of here. He's stuck in the pit right now. Good rocket from him, though. Keeps Sane back. Keeps him at just over 25 HP. And prevents him from getting that kill.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Sane.
For the
It
Jeffreh.
was a good rocket by Jeffreh, though. When you shoot up, you can shoot at the side of those ledges there, and it can really do a lot of damage as people try to peek over.
So Jeffreh again initiates. Tries to dive bomb in on Sane. Misses the chance to do so, however. And Sane also going to push forward here a little bit too, but he does not have a positional advantage anymore against Jeffreh.
Yeah, he's going to go steal this heavy armor right now. I mean, given you know, the Ranger, he can't see, so I would imagine Sane's just going to look for a good ghost walk opportunity. I would have, assuming he doesn't have to use it defensively.
Jeffreh once again here. Now, still being cautious here. Sane is going to dive back in. Is he going to be able to complete this? Jeffreh reads into it, but still gets tagged by a rail. Pushes him back down below. He's able to die orb up on top, and he does steal the mega health away from Sane too. So Sane again, he's low. He's got to run away. He's got to bail from this fight. He's got the armor downstairs, so he's still got that. However, Jeffrey's going to know exactly where Sane is headed. As he tries to dodge him by going on that jump pad. It won't work out. We are getting low on time, but at the moment, keep in mind, the time doesn't matter until we get over 5 minutes. After that point, it becomes sudden death, and the next kill will win the match.
Nice play.
All right. Well, Sane unfortunately finds, or Jeffreh, I should say, finds Sane just standing on one position there, and he's able to close on him quickly. Sane is trying to trade this out as he knows he's low on time, but the great damage done to Sane. He's making a valiant attempt to go in and get the kill, but it's not going to happen. So he will let Jeffreh get around on the board finally.
Yeah, a little oops by Sane standing on the armor point, and you know the timers are separated to where you had plenty of time to come from mega health and drop down, and first thing you do is drop the rocket down on the spawn point of the armor and got himself a kill.
Well, into round 4, it's a new round, and that means we have new anarchies on the board as well. So Sane's going to go back into probably a very dangerous position here, but the Jeffreh, who I don't think has been able, with one exception back on our first map, has been able to actually win in the Anarchy versus Anarchy fight yet. That's all been Sane so far.
He's been fairly in control a couple times. Looks like he's having a little too much fun and losing focus, but overall he's been in command.
And Jeffrey's on the run right now. Sane rail shots all over the place, but none of them connecting. One would have done the job and taken down the Jeffreh, but that's not the case anymore. As he does move in, picks up this armor. Rails on the ground too, wants that little bit of extra ammo, and he's going to be able to get that. So now it's all about getting into a better position to lock down on Sane and take him out of the picture. Knows he's close by. Wanted to lightning gun him. Jeffreh just all over the weapon selection there. Really can't decide on what he wants to fight his opponent with here. So now he's going to leap back in. Close quarters combat. Both players get hit rather heavily and decide to back up, as I think they end up on the same exact HP.
Yeah, they're both hanging out at 76 right now because they both used their injection.
Jeffreh again hopping around here for his path to Sane. It's going to be rough to beat Sane in a movement game, and there you go. You can just see that now as we finally got that Anarchy v Anarchy fight from Jeffrey's perspective, just how quickly he could find himself getting shut down there by Sane due to his movement. One moment, it's just an open pathway, and Jeffrey's jumping around. The next moment, he's bounced by a rocket, and there's nothing that he can do to avoid the following hits. Had to try and return it himself, but couldn't get the job done. So he, once again, will lose the initial 1v1.
Yeah, that was just good play by Sane. Ran him into an initial rocket and followed it up with some well-placed other rockets. I mean, you just got to be careful. That's the one thing about Anarchy is running around. You just got to be careful about running around the wrong corner at the wrong time. It's always, you got to keep in mind on where your opponent is. Play your opponent.
Stopwatch.
Sane now with the advantage. He just has to make sure he doesn't, like I said, he definitely messed around too much in the last round. That's the reason why that eventually kind of went out of his hands there. Was toying with it a little bit too much. Lost the Anarchy. The Anarchy definitely gives Sane a pretty big edge. I think if Jeffreh is able to knock out his Anarchy and put him either onto the Nyx or the Sorlag, then Jeffrey's got a much better chance to actually win out the round here. So this is the key, is knocking out the Anarchy. But if he can't get rid of it, and he lets Sane continue to move around this map in this fashion, and just control the momentum of the game here, and he's going to continue to shut down Jeffreh. And this map will go over to Sane, just like this we're seeing now. The great rockets from Sane, another rail shot connecting on him too, and the follow-up as it now closes out on the Ranger from the Jeffreh, putting him down just over to his Nyx.
Yeah, and Sane's picked up 10 more heavy armors. than Jeffrey, so there's no reason why he shouldn't be winning this match.
That's gonna go up. Sane for that right moment to lock down on this last player. 66 damage on that rocket. That's a death toll for the Jeffrey there in the Nyx. So he needs to be very careful now.
Stopwatch.
And Jeffrey again trying to bail out from this fight. A little bit awkward for Sane when he leaps down there. Was expecting to find him further out, and Sane getting tagged by one rail. Can't seem to hit any of his own rockets. He'll give up this fight for now. Getting away from it.
Yeah, that was a. He thought the splash damage could hit her from behind in the wall. He was really aiming for the wall in the back, and then he hit her direct rate. But I think he didn't realize he didn't hit her from with the splash.
No.
Oh. That's nice.
So
That's
Sane
good.
adds
Well played.
insult to injury at the very end of the day, and he pushes in to get the gauntlet kill at the very end. Congratulations to Sane. He's going to take this second map 3-1. And with that, he's also going to win the series 2-0. Congratulations once again to Sane. He's going to be our next player to qualify for the NA Regionals.
Sorry, I'm over here laughing. Sorry, forgive me.
It's all good.
That was good stuff. I like the gamemanship from Sane though. You can tell he's having fun. So I enjoy it very much.
Absolutely. And with that, guys, that is going to close out another match for us. So do stick with us. We still have quite a few more duels to showcase for you and quite a few more players to qualify for the NA Regionals. So do stick around, and we should have the next game coming up, hopefully in just a few moments, as we're already working to get those new players into the lobby right now. We'll be back in just a few.